What's up, guys? It's me, Hugh, and Raye. We are the Unscripted Real Artists, and we are here to talk about a Chinese drama titled Till the End of the Moon.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. So, I got Raye into this whole 40 episode disaster. It's not a terrible show. It's just a disaster. It's ghetto. It's a lot.
It's very chaotic. It's ghetto.
It is very chaotic. So basically, it is a sort of like shansha, so like that kind of like high fantasy type genre, you know, with like the cultivation, sex, past lives, all that stuff, you know, love trials, all that kind of jazz. I could get into that whole explanation in another video, but if you are familiar with that type of genre of Chinese media, you'll know what we're talking about.
Or if you're into it,
right?
Catch it on Viki. Viki,
Yeah,
you need to
girl.
sponsor us. Yeah, go
Sponsor
ahead.
us, Viki, because we need that sweet pass, okay? Viki pass. All right. So the gist of it is that, of course, there's obviously a big bad, right? The Demon Lord, right? And basically our protagonist, Lee Susu, she has to go into the past to try to prevent the Demon Lord from killing off everyone she knows, loves, and cares about.
Yeah.
And apparently she's the only one that can do that for whatever miscellaneous reason.
Yeah.
And when she goes into the past, she wakes up in the body of Shiwu. Yeah, Shiwu. Yeah, Shiwu. Right? A daughter of a general and wife of Tantai Jin, who is the past life of the Demon Lord.
Y'all,
right?
It's a ghetto setup, okay?
It is the most ghetto setup, okay? Because up until that point that she goes back in time into this person's body, she hates his guts, but she has to somehow figure out a way to prevent him from fulfilling that god-awful future where everyone dies and the world is thrown into chaos, right? She's trying to prevent that future. So, but unfortunately, Jiwoo, up until this point, has been a very abusive partner to Tantai Jin, who happens to be the prince of a neighboring kingdom. He's the hostage prince of a neighboring kingdom. So that also comes with its own sets of problems as well. Right? So he's scorned not only by her, but also the people around him. And it is ghetto because he is the demon fetus. He's the Demon Lord's host body, basically. And eventually, he's to become the Demon Lord. And if he dies, here's the other half of it, Susu cannot kill him. She wants to kill him. She wants to full baby Thanos kill him. But she can't. Why? Because if she does so, basically the demon power inside him, the evil guy energy inside him will awaken, and then Demon Lord gets set loose on the world 500 years too early, basically. I think it's like 500 or 1,000 years too early, earlier than what was happening in the story. So, yeah. And of course, with all these stories, there is a romantic subplot and so on and so forth.
But of course.
You know. And yeah. Tantai Jin is very much a pitiful sort of character, though. Like, you can really empathize with him. So yeah. Because it's just like some of his stuff is justifiable. Some of his moves are justifiable.
It is.
But just FYI, it is based off of a novel, and some things were changed in the show that are different from the novel. The novel, according to what I've seen on some of the Reddit the subreddit, the Till the End of the Moon subreddit, some of the posts on there, it is a little bit more raunchy. Not obviously not explicit, not nasty.
I would say it's more graphic and
yeah, and he's supposed to be a lot less of a sympathetic character, but we're talking exclusively about the show because that's what we're familiar with. That's what we watched.
Mm-hmm.
He's a sympathetic character for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so Eugen did all the explanation and synopsis of the whole story and show
without being spoilery.
Right. I'm gonna say this, there are so many things that occurs in that man's life. When she said you are going to be very sympathetic, meaning your sympathy is going to turn into anger because you want him to do what it is destined of him to everybody. Just wreak havoc. Because that's what I wanted.
She wanted him to burn the whole town.
Oh,
basically.
Burn it down. To flames. To flames. You want to know why? Because every time someone that is in a higher position and they see somebody that is like deemed helpless or unworthy or whatever, they continuously kick them while they're already down and groveling, you know? And it kept happening. And as it kept happening and different things happened or whatever, I was just like, I want him to have a revenge story. So bad. So bad. Because how does one go through all of this and then have that turn the other cheek mentality? Not saying that it's nothing wrong with that. But even the Lord says, slap them back. He ain't saying, let them hit you. Let them do whatever it is that they want to do to you. No, you're not supposed to be coming off as like evil and whatever, you know, but don't let somebody mistreat you, is what I'm saying.
Right.
I think one of my biggest issues was that people just kept doing it. And it just kept getting under my skin. God. And they kept doing it.
And over again. Oh my God.
And it just didn't matter.
My boy. And
it was like, I want to jump through the screen so bad. And shake him like a maraca and be like, yo, please wake up. Because I don't know what's going on.
It was a mess.
I mean, you have the female, and then you have the female lead doing some of the most careless and stupid things, and just, you're always gonna have a character like that in certain stories, especially in K-dramas and C-dramas and such. Like, we know that we're gonna have an annoying character. But she can get really annoying. And I see why some people, like Eugen's co-worker, said that at a certain point she stopped watching the show. And I understand why. But if I'm getting surpassed a couple episodes, certain episodes, I'm seeing it through because I got to see the end. But I understand. Right. Because it comes to that degree where it's like, now you want to go ahead and try to be Captain Saver. You know what? You know?
I'll say for you, Captain Saver ho.
Right. Thank you. But it was, there are so many things. I'm going to let Eugen say something.
To be fair, that female protagonists in Chinese dramas being annoying to some degree is kind of a common trope because of this thing of like naivete and innocence and goodness and that kind of thing. But there's a difference between naivete and just being straight up stupid.
Right.
Making really, really asinine, dumb decisions.
Right.
And sometimes it's not logical, the decision tree, you know? Like, logically, you would think this thing is the situation. Logically, they would make this choice. But, you know, sometimes they're written so naively to the point of stupidity, and it's like, okay, we get it. You're trying to make them naive to some degree.
Yeah.
And it helps with some of the plot lines that you're writing if they're naive, you know?
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, there's a difference between naivete and just straight up just being dumb, you know? And from what again, going back to some of the Reddit posts I've seen, as far as some of the differences between the novel and this, she was a lot of her decision making in the novel version was apparently much more logical, still stupid, still like a little too naive, like unrealistically naive, but still kind of has a logical, you know, going a logical path. I also heard that because of certain rules or whatever, because, you know, laws and censorship and that kind of thing, that a few episodes were cut, allegedly. I don't know if that's actually true, okay? But to my knowledge, it was supposed to be 40 episodes from the start.
Right.
But I've heard that also some scenes were cut and stuff like that, so that could have also potentially affected the writing. If that rumor is true, then that could have also affected the writing as well. But again, that is a common trope. So if you guys get into watching Chinese dramas, it is a common trope in a lot of the Chinese dramas where they are annoyingly naive. Like another similar to that trope is Ashes of Love. The main character is super annoying to me.
I haven't watched it yet.
I enjoyed the few. I had to drop it because the main character being that level of naive was so annoying.
Oh goodness,
so annoying, and I was like, I'm ripping my hair out.
If Hyujin says that, that is true.
I like a good naive character. You know, it's cute. It enables some plot lines to occur. It's cute is in the context of like culturally, you know. They're often very cute characters, but and I like that whole kind of innocence, you know, moving about the world in an innocent way, you know, that kind of thing. It's enjoyable to watch. It's fresh, you know, because it's usually somebody like it's a stark contrast from like Western media where it's usually a headstrong girl. You know, she has her head on her shoulder. She knows what she's doing. She knows the world, kind of thing. You know, so it's a departure from that because it's a different cultural standards and stuff like that. You know, so it's different for me. But it gets annoying when it's like things that should make sense and it doesn't make sense. Like way too much. Where it's completely unbelievable. Like, how are you doing these things? There's no way you don't know.
Right.
Or are that, like, ignorant to the world around you. You know?
Right.
Like, some characters are sheltered, and that part is understandable. So certain things in regards to that is understandable. But you're making the dumbest moves. Like, no one is that naive. No one is that naive. And I get it. This is like it is an Eastern thing. Because we see it, like, say, for example, Dragon Ball. Like,
ideas.
You would think nobody's that naive, right? But Goku is. He's.
Oh, baby.
And it's often, like, seemed like he's, like, dumber than a box of rocks. But he's just that degree of naive. And just that degree of good that he doesn't know about the bad stuff, you know?
Right.
Which is just in our real world setting is unbelievable. But yeah. Anyway, again, that's why I had to drop Ashes of Love, because she was just way too naive to a degree that was unbearable.
Right.
Whereas the protagonist of Love Between Fairy and Devil, which I'm probably going to do a video on as well. Raye hasn't seen it, but I probably will do a video on that.
Yeah, I said that I was going to go ahead and watch it, but why? I want to know. Okay, so 2 things. Before you continue, two things. Why does everything have to be angel and demon related in these dramas? Wait.
Well,
I know you're going to say something.
Not
Hold up.
In the Judeo-Christian perspective of angel and devil, the closest translation would be like angelic and demon and that kind of thing. That's why. It's localization. It's more than just the translation. It's also localization. That's giving it that. So it's not necessarily like angel, demon in the Judeo-Christian sense, you know?
Yeah, I get it. The blood. Okay, so I'm finna tell y'all.
I already know where she's going with this.
I'm finna tell y'all right now. Almost they had to have a supply. Like 50 storage units with nothing but blood in it. Every time somebody sneezes. Yeah. Every time somebody sneezes, they coughing up blood. Somebody slip and fall, coughing up blood. Somebody crying, somebody coughing up blood.
Blood.
Right.
The Chinese film industry is single-handedly, like I saw this post on Reddit. Somebody said that they are single-handedly keeping the fake blood business in business.
Yes.
And it's true, because every little thing, and it's the funniest trope in a lot of these Chinese dramas of every little thing, just blood, just bleh. They look beautiful spitting up blood, but they're still spitting
dramatic.
up blood. It looks,
no, it's not.
It's so dramatic.
It's the drama.
Like the angle of everything, it's just so aesthetically pleasing, and then they're like, all you see is just blood coming out, and you're like, that's not something.
But that's what I was saying. I literally
was
like,
something you throw blood for.
I literally told Hyujin throughout the whole time watching this show. Somebody did something, and it was just something so like minor. And I said, if this man cough up blood, I'm literally going to lose it.
Oh my
Seconds
God.
later, coughs up blood. And I said, why? What is the point? Like, it was driving me
Don't get me wrong.
y'all.
Leo Lo, the guy who plays Tan Tai Jin, gorgeous man, okay?
Yes.
Gorgeous man. If he ever sees this, he's gorgeous, okay? Ethereal, if you will.
Hello?
Okay? Ridiculously good looking.
What kind of milk you drink?
Looks great spitting up blood. Looks great
First of all, I want to know.
spitting up blood.
I want to know what kind of milk you drink. Or what you putting on your skin. You got to be bathing in milk. At this point, for your skin to be snatched like that, you got to be.
Gorgeous. Because this man is, if you guys look up Leo Luo, this man is 36 years old.
Allegedly.
Apparently, it has to be allegedly, because there ain't no way. Because he looks as young as some of his co-stars.
Yeah.
And some of them are in their mid-20s.
Yeah.
Like the guy playing, what's this guy's name? What is the character's name? Jiwoo. Yeah. The guy playing Jiwoo, or Prince, whatever his name is. The guy playing Jiwoo, he's 25, right? Leo Lo looks the same age.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, what is in your diet? Are you vegan? Do you eat meat?
Nah. That man nomming up the beefs. Okay? And the veggies. But you know how they eat. You know how they eat.
Your genetics.
Shout
out to his mama and his daddy, okay?
Shout out to his mama and his daddy.
They conception. They really must have. They had to. They must have been
in love. Like in love. Okay? In that process. Head over heels.
Also, the man sings. He sings. He's a singer. ridiculously talented, sir. Because here's the thing. I want to go off about this man's acting ability, because as Tantai Jin, he really moves you to sympathize with him.
Mm-hmm.
And not just anybody could do it. You could, and one of the things I love about the Chinese dramas is that oftentimes the actors, you can see it in their face and in their eyes, and they make you feel what those characters are feeling. And Leo Lo, he does that magnificently.
Yeah.
Just A1 acting. You really feel what he's feeling in those moments. The despair, the just distraught, just all of it. All of it. His pain, everything. You feel it. So he's multifaceted, multi-talented. Great job. I'm gonna keep watching his stuff because, he's doing his big one, and I think he's supposed to be coming out with another drama, which is in this sort of wheelhouse of the Shansha genre.
Yeah.
Which I can't wait to see, because he's supposed to be playing I think a dragon spirit or something. Anyway, doesn't matter. We're talking about this. A1 Leo Lo.
But I do highly recommend y'all go ahead and watch it, because this is a show that has layers in it, that has depth. And this is not knocking Western television shows and such, because we know that there's a lot of great television here. But as far as storytelling and the way that you can go further, the C dramas and the K dramas is taking it. They're taking it.
Yeah. It's a different aspect of living is what they're touching on, you know? Whereas I feel like a lot of the American dramas are touching on the more ghetto, hardship type stuff, you know?
Yeah.
The K dramas and the C dramas are more so focusing on the more, not necessarily lighthearted, because they still address certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just different. It's just different in from the American dramas a lot of the times. You know, there's so many. Is obviously there are. It's not like there isn't any twists and turns in the stories, because there are, and there is some ghetto in the stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot going on, but it's different. It's like really focused on, I guess, the emotional part, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
And it touches on the emotions in a different way than the American dramas do. Not saying that the American dramas are devoid of emotion. I'm not saying that at all. It's just different. It's just different. So if you're looking for something different than what you typically watch, then definitely try out some Chinese dramas.
I think it just evokes different emotions.
Or even just Asian dramas.
I think it just evokes different emotions when you're watching certain shows, because you can predict the heck out of American shows.
Right.
And just like you could predict anything with K dramas and C dramas, right?
Right.
But the way you guess what's going to happen and how it unfolds, you can pick out a plot. You know, I can pick out a plot with ease, right? But it's the way it unravels.
That's her superpower, by the way.
Right, it is my superpower. But it's the way it unravels. That's where it's like, oh yeah, I can finish watching this show, because yeah, I may very well pick it apart and be like, oh, I know how this is gonna unfold. Da da da.
This is the part where he spits blood.
Right. Right. No, for real. But you are watching it and you're seeing it unravel in a way where it's just like, yo, they did this. Like,
or, yo, they actually went there.
Like, I almost,
because,
like, my mind blew into a million pieces with this story because I was just like, yo, I knew they was gonna take it there, but I didn't know they was gonna take it there. And then it goes above and beyond your expectations for this show, you know? It doesn't even necessarily have to be this show, but any C-drama or K-drama that you watch and you're just like, yo, I'm on the edge of my seat. That's how it was watching this show, because every episode I was just like, yo, I'm annoyed. Yo, Hyujin, I want to punch so-and-so in the face. Like,
there are going to be characters that you, in this show, that you're going to want to punch in the face several times. Outside of the male and female leads. Also, shout out to Bailu, that she's the female lead in this show. Bailu.
And she's so gorgeous.
She's so pretty. And from what I hear, she's basically like the Nicole Bahari of China, where everybody has chemistry with her. From what I hear. And I'm just like, period. Because she acts down.
She does.
Do your goddamn thing. Do your thing, girl.
Does.
It's just, there's a moment that sticks out in my brain right now where she's like really like upset and she's in tears, like mad. And I'm like, ooh, girl, right in the heart.
It was
right
too
in the
good.
heart.
It was
right
too
in the heart.
good.
You know what moment I'm talking about. It was both of them in that scene. She was doing her thing. Leo was doing his thing. And heartbroken. Falling to pieces. Like, know the script.
I just feel like in that moment, they both were feeding off of each other's energy. Like, they had really great chemistry. And I love that for both of them because it worked out. It worked out for me because I literally was telling Hyujin, I was like, you know, if this show isn't good, I'm not going to watch it. It's just like me in movies. First couple seconds. If it ain't snagging my attention or keeping me entertained, I'm logging out. But this right here,
she's like, wait a minute. Hold up. What's going on? Right, this, that, and the third. And I'm like,
right.
Keep watching, girl. Keep watching.
But this
you
show
gotta
right
keep
here,
watching.
This show right here made me want to watch more shows like that because it just kept me entertained the whole time.
Right.
If y'all see me looking over here, it's because it's raining cats and dogs outside right now.
Yeah. Right. On ye old Eve of Hallows Eve, by the way, just so you guys know, 'cause that's why we looking crazy. I'm dressed up as Nobara from JJK because tomorrow's Halloween, so this is for our Halloween episode. That's why we're recording.
Right, and anyway. Also,
and she's dressed up as Nana, but yeah.
Dang, she ain't even finna let me say it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's
you do the honors.
Holleration in this dancery.
No, it's not. Because I want to brag about how good my friend looks as Nana Osaki.
Thank you.
From Nana. Don't she look good? Gas her up in the comments, y'all.
But here is our photos. Because we're both taking photos of us in our full-fledged costumes. You guys are only seeing what we little pieces and glimpses of our looks. But this may not be my final look for tomorrow. But yeah. We hope you guys really enjoyed. Did you have anything else to say?
I just wanted to tack on about the aesthetics of these shows.
Oh, yeah.
The outfits, girl. Let
me tell you something.
These shows are ridiculous. The sets are ridiculous.
Let me tell you something.
But the outfits, because Tan Tai-jin was that girl, okay? He was styling and profiling in every single shot, okay?
If I could dress like that every day and it wasn't hot as crap.
Yeah, because some of them outfits look hot as hell. I'm sorry.
But it looked
like... They look heavy.
But you want to know what's crazy is it looked like it was light clothing. And, you know, with light clothing, you can layer that up. Because, honestly, you would pass out if you were wearing thick garments. So those garments got to be super, super light. Like, when I say light, breathable.
You also have to consider that they're on these production sets that are probably cold. But some of Leo Lo's outfits looked heavy, like because they're heavily embroidered. They look like they're made of a thick material. You know, he was snatched in every shot.
Hello,
snatched.
But what's crazy is
gagging the girls.
Even with the costume design and styling and stuff, everybody, I like how they styled everybody to their characters' personalities and stuff like that. Like, you actually saw that. And then once boy turned into a Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan is crazy.
Once he turned into Vegeta on these mugs, right? I don't want to say mugs.
Majin Vegeta at that.
Hello.
He turned into Majin Vegeta, okay?
And his attire switched up. That then was like, yo. And I don't want to be on the dark side, but I want to be on his side. Hello?
The dark side. Come to the dark side. They have cookies.
I was literally like, it
had me rethinking.
In that moment, I was just like, I want to be on his side, my man energy. Okay? But
it really did have you thinking, it's like, wait a minute,
no, for real.
So, I'm on the good guy side.
So I was just like,
maybe not.
Listen, questioning it. Think about it. But it was literally like seeing all that unfolding with the storylines and costume design settings, like, it made me then realize how much we don't put a lot of effort and energy into our sets sometimes. Because Hugin told me while I was watching one episode, she was like, oh, that's the same set for XYZ show. They just basically recycle the same set. But I told her a great thing. It was
some of the outfits, actually, for a smaller production. They actually used some of the outfits.
But I told her production. But I told her that I wouldn't even realize what it was that they were recycling and whatever, because the story is so good. You're not paying attention to all of this extra. If it looks good on the person, then it looks good on the person. However, like, as far as the set is concerned, I'm not worried about all that. I'm worried about the story. What are we getting into? Right. What is going down?
And the sets just add on to the aesthetics. Excuse me, the aesthetics of the story. You know, so it just adds. It's basically the Salt Bay on the seasoning on the on the story, basically. It's just the seasoning.
And extra clarified butter that you shouldn't be eating, but it's on there.
It's the ancestor saying, "Stop."
Right.
Yeah.
But
that's what it is.
But I enjoyed all elements of this entire show because it gave me something that I needed. Something different, something new, something fresh. And I don't watch a lot of shows, but I thoroughly enjoyed that. Thoroughly. Make sure you guys go to Viki, download Viki. Hugin got the pass, but I didn't get the pass because I don't really care about the commercials, but I was just tired of seeing Rick Case commercials.
She really was tired about them damn Rick Case commercials, for real.
I really was. For real. But if y'all do want to go ahead and check it out, y'all can. Again, it's on Viki. Viki, holla at your girls, you know.
And if you are not in the States, they might have it on Netflix because it was on Netflix at one point. I don't know. They don't have it on U.S. Netflix anymore, so
right.
Yeah.
But go ahead, check it out. Google it first to see what streaming service it is so you can check it out and whatever. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and comment down below whatever their shows, music, and whatever else you guys want us to check out. Post it down in the comment section below. Follow you girls on all the socials. And happy Halloween. Yeah, we out. Peace.